Welcome to the Balding White Guy Caucus, our official caucus meeting for today, and I am Jeremy Peterson.
I'm Representative Walt Brooks.
And our guest is Norm Thurston. Norm, what's your district again?
64, Provo, Springville, and Spanish Fork Jail.
Oh, okay.
Of the jail.
And Will came in at the same time, and Norm dragged up our collective IQ by quite a bit,
No.
as well as our collective bill count.
And your hair followed that too.
Yes, and our hair follows. I don't know, Norm, if you would qualify.
I think it's getting a little sketchy in the back there.
What is a bill count? What are you talking about?
Norm, tell us about your bolo.
We're making stuff up.
Yeah, so this bolo actually is historic. This was worn by my grandfather when he was in the state legislature on the floor. So every year I wear it one day, sort of like connecting back to the 60s.
That's cool.
Wow, that's great.
On Farm Day is a good day to wear it because it's a farm.
Yeah, those Farm Bureau guys, they love that stuff.
Yeah.
That's great.
Yeah, Clydesdale horse on a bolo tie.
So, Norm Thurston, Dr. Thurston.
There we go. I like that.
PhD in economics from
Never went to law
lowly
school. Did not go to law school.
Princeton University, right?
But haven't been to law school yet.
Haven't been to law school. Well, if you had, we would try not to hold it against you. But you grew up where?
I grew up in Morgan County.
Very rural roots, right?
Yes. Yep. And
Very rural.
Representative Porter here.
I am from the Porter lineage.
We are both
right.
from the Porter family, who is
really?
Morgan related. Yeah.
Oh, nice.
If you know any Porters who are Mormons,
We have Porter Lane in Centerville.
we're related to them.
Yeah, we probably know
You
that.
guys are cousins?
Yeah. Yep.
Distant cousins?
Not too distant, actually. You'd be
So Norm,
surprised.
you are a troublemaker. You always seem to have troublemaking bills. Tell us, what's your best troublemaking bill of the session?
Wasn't one that I intended it to be. It was supposed to be a simple administrative fix. And so, well,
We all know how those are.
Simple administrative fix.
A technical change.
There's nothing to see here.
Consensus bill.
consensus build is technical fix to correct the fact that some of these boards and commissions have partisan requirements and they really shouldn't. And I guess that didn't go over as well as I thought it was going to go over.
So who's fighting this?
I've heard from all 12 Democrats in my district, and they are livid about this bill.
Yeah, there's this misunderstanding that we're actually kicking Democrats off boards and commissions.
Right.
And the bill, what it actually does is it prohibits the governor from even asking. Like, if the governor doesn't ask, he'll never pick Democrats. And I was like, you think it's going to help that he knows you're a Democrat? I think you're going to be better off if he doesn't know.
So this one's interesting because early in the House we stripped out a couple of boards, like the Air Quality Board and the Water Quality Board, I believe, or the Water
And the Public Service Commission.
Public Service Commission. And I have experience with those boards, and actually those boards illustrate exactly your point, which is there is nothing about partisanship on those boards.
Yeah.
The relevant criteria is, do you have expertise in air quality or water quality or whatever?
Yeah.
And partisanship doesn't come up unless we inject it,
Right.
and you have to go through all these criteria and then say, oh, and by the way, what's your party affiliation?
Yeah. So that's kind of the strange thing, but because it has this really important sounding title like the Air Quality Board, some people think that those guys determine all of our air quality policies for the whole state.
Right.
And they're really not. It's a technical advisory board. They're people who understand and can inform the policymakers about air quality, what we can do. And I think everybody on that board, Republicans, Democrats, and affiliated, are all in the same boat. They all want to have better air quality.
I think if you ran on the list of the Air Quality Board right now, I couldn't tell you what anybody's party affiliation is on that board.
But there
I have no
are
idea.
partisan requirements, right?
Yeah,
There
and
currently
that has to be collected and reported and maintained, and somebody has to keep an eye on it. And it's like, what's the point? I mean, let's just get the
It's
best.
like a data guy or something like
Yeah,
that.
I
Pay attention.
know. Just, yeah, data. That's the way it goes.
You know, it's interesting to me, though. We talk about the state school board, for example, the Board of Education, and Dems will fight to have that be nonpartisan. They're fighting again this year, where we've decided over the last couple of years how it will play out this year. So it's staying the same, but they'll fight for that nonpartisan.
Right, because let's say
board.
we don't want to inject partisan politics into an important topic like education.
But on this particular bill, their argument is exactly the reverse.
Yeah, we need to inject partisan politics into important topics like air quality, because otherwise,
Yeah, logic doesn't quite follow.
and I kind of apologize to a lot of people because I never thought from day one that this would be complicated. But
Well, I will say, I appreciate people feel disenfranchised, or somehow if you are a member of if you're one of the few Democrats in the state of Utah, it feels like
11%.
piling on.
11%, yeah.
But if you really stop and think about it, I think actually this probably helps their cause
Yeah,
rather
that's
than.
what I told people.
And it gets us the most qualified people.
Right.
I think
Yeah,
that's-
if you're a Democrat, put that aside, say, hey, but I really am is I'm a great air quality engineer,
Right.
or whatever, and go apply for a position. And if the governor doesn't know you're a Democrat, or if he does know you're a Democrat, it probably won't matter. If you're qualified, you'll be on the board.
I've never seen it matter yet on one of these boards.
So the Balding White Guy Caucus doesn't have an official position on your
Really?
bill,
That's
but
good.
we do have an official
Sorry.
position on your bolo, and we like that.
With two enthusiastic thumbs up on the bolo.
And,
Yeah.
and it matches the buttons too. I don't know if you noticed that.
It's very nice.
Matching
It's
buttons.
very nice. You look like you're ready for a hoedown.
I'm ready.
I heard, by the way, that Scott Chu is quite the dancer. I don't know if either of you saw it at
I've
the
seen him
speaker's
at the
dinner,
speaker's
but
dinner.
I heard it was pretty amazing.
I did not see that.
Yeah, I
Do you guys
missed
know
it
about the
too,
gold pants?
unfortunately.
No.
Scott Chu's
Oh,
gold
yes.
pants?
My gold pants.
Your gold pants.
Oh,
I have
no.
seen those. I'm waiting for you to wear them.
I'm not so sure. Are they shiny gold, like hammer?
Speaking of gold pants and hoedowns, we should probably get over to the floor.
Yeah.
One last question. What have you been most surprised by here in your time in
3
the
years?
House? Yeah.
I've been actually most surprised that I've never been called to the woodshed by anybody in leadership. So I would have thought as much stupid stuff as I do, they would have called me. So
Amen. Okay, on that note, thanks, Norm. I appreciate
You did great policy. It's great to have you.
Yeah.
it's good.
Appreciate you spending
Good to have you guys in my class. We're going to take over this world.
Telling them.
You
You're
sound like an
here
evil
first.
lobbyist.